Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one thing your Amazon FBA supplier needs to do before you pay them. So make sure you're doing this. If you're in that phase and that sounds like something you're interested in watching, be sure to stick around till the end. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So when we come into Alibaba, this is the most popular platform. This is where almost all of you will probably be getting your products from. Let's say we were sourcing something like this. Well, this actually looks good. I guarantee this would probably sell pretty well. So that might be a product research strategy in the beginning of next week's video or something. But anyway, we'll have to check out the expo. Back on track. Here, say you were ordering this. There's three things that I'm going to give you, and we're going to get straight into it that are going to help save you money, and they're going to prevent some headaches for you. So the first thing is that you want to make sure that when you're getting in the sample phase, you make your supplier, well, you don't make them, you ask them to send you a video of how your customized sample looks before they ever ship it. Now that sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people aren't doing that. What that's going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to see the product and make changes to it if there's anything that you don't like, without them having to ship it to you that takes a week and you have to pay for it, with those things being wrong, all to just figure out that those things were wrong and you could have told them to fix it just by seeing the video. Almost every one of these suppliers is going to have an iPhone or an Android or a smartphone. They could take a video of it in HD, if you to see it up close, ask them to show you the packaging, show them the product before they send it, and then say, don't send it to me until this is, sent to me, this video. Don't send the product to me through the mail until you send me the video. That's going to keep a lot of the headaches of sampling and customizing your product and tuning that in. Take those headaches right away. So the next thing that I wanted to mention was, let's say that you're going to do, images. I was just trying to get a reference here, but you're bulk packing these, right? So you're fitting, 5, 6 of these things in one of these, and then you're sending, 100 of those boxes to Amazon. So a big order. One of the things you want to make sure that they're aware of is the size that Amazon allows you to send shipments in. So you could do Amazon FBA shipment, I spelled it wrong, but shipment requirements. Come here, Seller Central, shipping and routing requirements. Make sure that you study this page. One of the biggest things that's going to get you in trouble here, if we come down to box dimensions, is this one right here, 25 inches on any side. And then this one's huge. You could actually get in trouble if you get this wrong. A lot of people don't talk about this. Boxes must not exceed the standard weight limit of 50 pounds unless they contain a single oversized item that exceeds 50 pounds, in which case that's okay. But almost always you're not selling 50-pound products. You need to make sure that you get that right, because I've actually gotten this wrong before, and it'll put a negative impact on your account, right? You send them a box that's 80 pounds, 100 pounds, and they don't have it labeled correctly. That's going to be an issue, right? You could actually hurt someone because they try and pick it up. They're expecting it to be under that weight, and it ends up being a team lift. So you don't want someone throwing out their back. So that's the reason for those when you're working within a warehouse for those weight limits. Make sure that you understand this and make sure your supplier understands this. So you could either send them directly to the routing page, or you could study this, make sure you understand all of this, and then ask them, hey, as the shipping boxes need to be under 50 pounds and the box dimensions need to be within the dimensions specified by Amazon's TOS. Is that all okay? Do you understand that? Are you packing it in that way? And get confirmation on these things, because you don't want to end up like me, who just assumed that they knew it a couple years ago and just sent it in, and Amazon gets it and they're like, hey, this box is way too big. You're getting a strike on your account. It's a big mess. So that's the second one. And then lastly, make sure that your supplier is aware of the packing size dimensions for the tiers on Amazon's. Let me get that a little bit closer. So I made a video about this recently, but I wanted to include it in this one anyway, just because it's something that you need to make sure your supplier understands before you pay them, before they start working on your order. And that's the title of today's video. So this is more something for you to understand and make sure that you're communicating this with them. If you want your product to be in standard size, it needs to be under those dimensions. And I've seen students that I've had assume that a supplier knew this and then get a box that's 3 inches too big when it doesn't even need to. Not only is their product rattling around on the inside of the box and maybe damaging the product, but the box is costing them more fees, right? So these are simple things to fix once you understand them. But if you don't know to look for them and you just assume that the supplier is going to do it in the best, most efficient way, looking at all these things, you'd be mistaken. So this is the last thing that we're going to be commenting on today, is make sure that you understand your dimensions for the product itself. So we had take a video of the product before you get the sample. That'll allow you to make any last minute checks and make sure it's exactly what it looks like so you could physically feel it. And if it isn't, you could see that in the video and then have them correct it. Make sure the supplier is aware of the dimensions for the bulk shipping cartons that they're going to be sending out. And then lastly, you want to be communicative with the supplier about the size of the package that your individual unit is arriving in. Make sure that they're getting it as small as possible. So it's just hugging that product, keeping it in place so it's not rattling around when it gets sent to Amazon, and then Amazon sends it to your customer, and you're minimizing your fees by doing so. So that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe down below if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Later.